Fresh meat.
I'm Lance Velchek for Arrow in the Head's The Black Sheep, where we discuss and defend the genre's most divisive films. I'm old enough to remember when Johnny Depp did a big budget, maybe even blockbuster movie. It was an experience, it was like, oh, whoa, look at Depp dipping his toe. I mean, back then, there's only a few: We Had the Nick of Time, Donnie Brasco, The Ninth Gate, and The Astronaut's Wife. Back then, these were big, star-driven movies, and it's weird to think that every one of these would more than likely end up on Netflix or Amazon if it came out today. Time makes a fool of us all. But the point here is that this was the age of the movie star, and before Johnny Depp went full pirate and never came back.
No, God!
I clearly remember heading up to Family Video on the weekends, grabbing a few VHSs, some Aurelios, old oven of course, and okay, maybe sometimes I'd switch up and grab some Mamma Mia's, but let's be honest, that shit don't hold a candle to Aurelios. Grab some pop, and it ended up having one hell of a Friday night. And well, for the purposes of nostalgia, and to honor the old school Johnny Depp, and the big budget thriller that no longer exists, I'd like to tackle The Astronaut's Wife for the September edition of The Black Sheep. Why The Astronaut's Wife? Now, I bet you probably haven't thought about this in 20 years. You've changed. The world has changed, and left this thriller in the past to be forgotten. Now, I've talked mad shit about the late 90s, early 2000s genre output, and I stand by that.
It's uncanny.
I was up for Princess Leia. I was this close. So who gets it? The one who sleeps with George Lucas.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bring up a sore subject for you.
Sure you didn't. None of them did.
And yeah, there's some brilliant stuff in there, but the bad is bad.
I ain't paying you to be Michael Myers. I'm playing Michael Myers. If them kids come around and see us dressed up in the same shit, you're gonna ruin the whole effect. Ah, damn it.
But coming off the brilliant and underappreciated early to mid-90s offerings, and that is a hill I'm willing to die on, this shift was jarring. But, like a high cheekboned diamond in the rough, The Astronaut's Wife acts as a beacon, a time capsule, of a very specific type of thriller from a bygone era. This isn't the best film from that time, and it's not clearly loved, or else I wouldn't be talking about it. But like all things Black Sheep, there is more to love than given credit for. Now I'm here to do what I do best, to tell you to take the stick out of your ass and enjoy what little time you got left. Life is quick. Enjoy what you can while you can. I may hate this new wave of cult, but I do believe it's a necessity. There is a much needed film balance between the brilliant and the midnight specials. Together, they make up this little thing called life. This often forgotten late 90s gem marked the first time. Wait, hold on. No. Okay, yeah. The first time Depp ever broke bad. I mean, before this, he was the pretty boy hero, a victim, an anti-hero. And yeah, I'll admit that being a very mainstream movie doesn't quite get to go all in, as he's more suspicious than outright evil for most of this. But just seeing him play against type was a cool sight to see. Now, I think it's best to get the issues out of the way first. Let's clear the air. This story's been told. This is Rosemary's Baby with an alien. Nothing new here, been there, done that. Yeah, fair enough. And as many have argued, they play this pretty straightforward, without adding any new twists or turns. And then there's Johnny Depp, who can't fake a southern accent to save his life.
She went out.
It's after midnight.
She's young, Jill. She's having fun. Don't you remember when we used to have fun? I don't believe I can take much more of this, honey.
Not great. But in his defense, most actors can't fake a southern accent.
There's a hole in the wall straight through to the next room. I spent 5 years listening to juries deliberate.
We're not here to talk about what doesn't work, but what does. Now, the character of Spencer is a relic in itself of a pre-9/11 country. And not to say the 90s didn't have dark or complex characters, but this big-budget hero is a good old boy from a different time. It's kind of something of a sight to see. Proud and a fully funded NASA, a flag so fucking big, it could cover a baseball field. Now, Depp can play charming with his eyes closed, so it's not hard to imagine him as a national treasure, but yeah, you gotta appreciate this relic, this kind of old-fashioned hero. It's something they just don't make anymore. But the real deal is Charlize Theron, or Charlize Theron.
I go by Charlize Theron, but it's the real pronunciation of my last name is Theron.
I don't know. She's 24 years old here and carries this whole fucking movie on her shoulders. The fear, the paranoia, a mother carrying twins. Well done. Obviously, we know that Spencer isn't the same man who came back, and neither does Jillian, but still watching her calculate her risk, I mean, it's done to perfection. She even has the balls to try and abort her alien babies, only to be stopped by a heavy-handed Spencer. Like I said, this is her movie. Now, we do get a few other scene stealers. My main man, Tom Noonan, shows up as a wealthy businessman talking shop with this weird and uncomfortable close-up. And Miles Dyson himself, Joe Morton, shows up to chew scenery.
Maybe you wouldn't have to travel in a ship. Maybe you could travel in a transmission at the speed of light, like a thought. Just wait for two of us to be up there.
And the look. There's something about a pre-digital, color-graded era. I can get down the dark and gloomy, but just seeing how rich everything is here, it's wild. I mean, look at this. Look at that American flag. I mean, take this scene.
Because of what happened?
Huh? Because I'm done up there.
And if it were colored today.
Because of what happened?
Huh? Because I'm done up there.
Because of what happened?
Huh? Because I'm done up there.
And it goes beyond the color palette. Even how scenes are lit, they tend to be more unique and give this its own feel. I mean, there's this constant halo with a hard spotlight illuminating Charlize and Depp, and it plays with this dreamlike atmosphere. For being his only directing credit, besides a short film, Rand Ravage brings his A-game. Oh, okay, also, Rand Ravage? It sounds like a porn name. If you were to tell me that old dude makes movies with Autumn Falls, I'd believe you. But Rand Ravage directing Johnny Depp? Get the f*** out of here. I mean, look at this scene after Jillian finds out she's pregnant. Or Sherman Reese raising some concerns.
Probably conceived right after her husband left the hospital. She was pregnant, Mrs. Armacost. So what happened during those 2 minutes?
He does great for his first feature film, and I'm not sure who he pissed off to never direct again. After watching this, it's a real shame. What happened, Rand Ravage? What happened? Time has been very kind to The Astronaut's Wife. This is well directed, well acted, a thriller that takes its time. This is without the aggressive modern color grading, or the aggressive modern cuts. Yeah, maybe this isn't the most original tale, but I'll always lean towards this type of filmmaking, the way they tell this type of story. And we should cherish this type of big budget thriller that could never get made today. Times change, and all you can really do is buy the ticket and take the ride. But, and this is important, don't forget the past. Since we're all sprinting towards the finish line, maybe we look back and see things a bit clearer. Without the bro dude pick apart to death style we've all become accustomed to.